Prime Minister Narendra Modi met the Chinese President Xi Jinping for a bilateral visit. Of course, there was also a meeting at a multilateral level in terms of the summit dinner where the two leaders once again met. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also had an interaction with several other world leaders who've been invited to the Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit. There are 10 member countries, 14 other heads of state, government and organizations, including UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres are here in Tianjin. And this is a meeting where China is trying to show the strength of the developing world or the global south. But in this summit, Prime Minister Narendra Modi emphatically raised the point of the need for peace and tranquility at the borders for India-China relations to move forward on an even keel. Now, at the level of the Foreign Minister, Wang Yi, during his visit to India and interaction with India's National Security Advisor, Ajit Doval, not only was the border mechanism, how to bring normalcy back on borders, that issue taken up, the massive trade deficit between India and China, $100 billion in China's favor, that was also taken up because India said that needs to effectively be addressed. India is seeking greater access to the Chinese markets as China seeks greater access to the Indian markets. There's conversation of not just direct flights between the two countries, but people-to-people cooperation is being enhanced beyond the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. And over the course of the next 1 hour, we shall discuss threadbare with perhaps the finest panel of experts joining me on this broadcast in India and from the United States of America to see how India and the world view this meeting. But first, as always, this ground report my team and I filed from Tianjin.
The dragon and the elephant must come together. That was the message from Chinese President Xi Jinping to Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a high-stakes bilateral on the sidelines of the SCO summit in Tianjin. Xi recalled last year's Kazan meeting as the turning point, the reset moment for China-India ties. Now, with diplomacy gaining ground, he urged both nations, two ancient civilizations, two population giants, two pillars of the global south to rise above rivalry and embrace partnership. Xi called for strategic vision, not short-term suspicion, mutual trust, not threats. And yes, a dancing of the dragon and the elephant as the right path forward.
It is a great pleasure to meet you again, Mr. Prime Minister. I welcome you to China for the SCO summit. Last year, we had a successful meeting in Kazan. The world is going towards transformation. China and India are two of the most civilizational countries. We are the world's two most populous countries and part of the global south. It is vital to be friends, a good neighbor, and the dragon and the elephant to come together.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi reaffirmed that India-China ties are back on a positive track. He pointed to concrete signs, a peaceful border, resumption of direct flights and Kailash Mansarovar Yatra, and a renewed commitment to cooperation. Prime Minister Modi stressed that India and China are not adversaries but partners in progress.
सीमा पर डिसएंगेजमेंट के बाद शांति और स्थिरता का माहौल बना हुआ है। हमारे स्पेशल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स के बीच बॉर्डर मैनेजमेंट के संबंध में सहमति बनी। कैलाश मानसरोवर यात्रा फिर से शुरू की।
Even Chinese media is calling this meeting a potential breakthrough, a turning point in India-China ties.
हम बहुत खुशी से ये देख रहे हैं जिन भारत हम दोनों दो पड़ोसी देश है ना हम तो इस दुनिया के सबसे बड़े विकासशील देश भी है और इस दुनिया के तो उभरती अर्थव्यवस्थाएं भी है तो अगर हम दोनों एक साथ हाथ मिलकर काम करते हैं तो जरूर बहुत सबसे मजबूती शक्ति होगी.
As the world watches a shifting global order, both leaders agreed This relationship must be driven by long-term purpose, not border headlines. Could Tianjin be the breakthrough?
There is gradual incremental progress in the relationship, but it can move forward only and only if and when there is peace and tranquility that's maintained along the line of actual control. Will it mean restoration of status quo ante before the Galwan operations is something that we need to keep an eye on. Gaurav Sawant in Tianjin, China for India Today.